Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing polygel nails for the very first time, and I trusted Amazon and I went on there and bought myself a very inexpensive kit. So hopefully I can get a nice set out of it, and hopefully this is a good affordable set to purchase. So let's just get right into it. So this is the Ohuhu Poly Nail Gel Kit, and it does come with a instruction booklet, which is obviously great to have, especially if you are like me and doing polygel for the first time. So this can be super helpful. And then it comes with a ton of stuff. Alright, so the first things it has come with are some manicure tools. So we have a cuticle pusher, a cuticle nipper, a nail cutter, and a nail file. And then next there is our brush, and the brush has a little spatula on one side and the brush on the other side. Alright, then we have our gel stuff. So we have a base coat, a top coat, and also a matte top coat. And then we have our slip solution. This kit also includes 4 glitters, and they are so beautiful. As you can see, they are stunning, especially these two right here. Beautiful. And there is some dual forms included, but I most likely won't be using any dual forms. I will go in with some tips instead. And then we have 12 polygel colors, which is amazing, especially when you are beginning. So this one right here is blueberry. This one's plum. And we have red. This right here is purple. This is orange. This is little lilac. This is light green. This right here is blue. And then there's green. So the first one was light green and this one's green. Yellow. Pink mauve. And then lastly, there is a clear in this kit as well. These are the swatches side by side, and they are so perfect for spring. And there's also some dark and bright colors in here, so I'm super excited to get into it, and let's see what we come up with for this set. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is grab my cuticle pusher that was included in the set, and I'm going to push back my cuticles and I'm going to work on my prep. Next, I'm just going to grab the nail file, which was also included in the set, and I'm going to file down my nails. I usually don't like cutting down my nails, so I'm just going to file them. Next, I'm going to go in with a cuticle bit like this, and I'm going to run that along my cuticles, lifting up all that dead skin, so then we can later on cut it. Next, I'm just going to go in with this cuticle nipper that was also included in the kit, and I'm going to go ahead and nip away any cuticles or dead skin I have. This is pretty stiff though, like it's pretty stiff, and I usually don't like such a stiff one because it springs right out. Alright, so it's not the sharpest and it's really hard for me to cut any of my cuticle. So I'm just going to go in with my own cuticle nipper, and I'm just going to nip those away because it's just a little bit more sharper. Next, I'm going to go in with a fine sanding band, and I'm going to run that along all of my nails, making sure all of that shine is off of them, and that's how we know that they're nicely prepped. The next thing, I'm just going to dust it off with some alcohol. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to grab this peel off base from Jellyfit and apply that onto my nails, just because I want to be able to pop them off after a couple days, just because I'm changing sets so often. For my nail tip, I'm just going to use these nail tips that I got from Amazon from Fit Dawn, and they just came in like individual packets. So I'm just gonna go ahead and find my sizes and size myself out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply them with some nail glue. So I went ahead and applied those tips and I cut them to the length that I wanted. I didn't want them to be super long just because it's my first time using Polygel, so I'm not too sure what to expect, so I just kept them just kind of on a medium length for today's set. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that slip solution and I'm going to pour that into a dampen dish just so that is ready to go. It's nicely sealed. So I put my slip solution into here. This doesn't really come with a lot. There's 30 ml in this little bottle. So once you run out of it, you can definitely go ahead and use some alcohol as your slip solution. So I'm not too upset about getting just 30 ml of slip solution. It's essentially the same thing as I've heard. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I have to do is I'm going to grab the base coat and I'm going to apply that on my nails. It's very thin, as I could tell by the consistency. It's super thin. So I'm just going to apply some of that and cure. So next I'm just grabbing the brush and just running my finger through it a little bit, making sure all of that little packaging powder is out from it. And I'm just going to take my slip solution and, kind of soak it in there as well, just to prep the brush. So I'm not too sure what I really want to do for this set, but I do have a little bit of an idea. And for this set, I'm just going to use the blues. So I'm going to use the color blue as well as blueberry. So this is a darker blue and then we have a lighter blue. I'm going to try to ombre, as this is a really big risk because it's my first time using Polygel, but hopefully it turns out the way I want it to. So let's just get into it. I'm going to take blueberry first and I'm going to apply that directly on my nail. These are really stiff though. I don't know if it's to do with like my temperature in my room, but they're super stiff. I don't really know how much I need, so it's easier to build up rather than taking it off. I'm just going to grab that slip solution and I'm going to start patting it down. I'm guessing because I do acrylic, it would be very similar to that. I don't know. Okay, I'm kind of struggling, not gonna lie. Like I just can't get it to spread where I want it to. I'm gonna keep it really thin on my nail because I want it to be thin enough so we can ombre the lighter color. So now we're kind of getting somewhere. I'm just smoothing it out with the brush again. Honestly, I feel like that's the best we'll get. Like I'm really trying and I feel like it's not moving. I don't know. I really feel like it's not moving or doing anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and cure that. Alright, so I did cure that. I'm just going to see if it's cured. Alright, sounds pretty cured to me. Next, I'm just going to grab that lighter blue and we will try to ombre that. I am actually going to go ahead and turn on my heater and just see if that will affect the consistency. So I'm super sorry if you hear a little bit of background noise, but I'm just going to try to see if we can factor out why it's like this. Alright, once I'm kind of happy with the blend, I'm going to go ahead and cure that. Alright, for the middle finger, I'm just going to grab that blue again, and this time I'm going to take a little bit less. And I'm going to spread it out a little bit more evenly at first, and then I'll try to get my blend out. So one good thing that I have noticed is that it isn't sticky at all, which is obviously a really good thing. We don't want it to be a sticky polygel. So in that regard, it is super easy to work with because no matter how much or how little of the slip solution I'm using, it feels like it's not that stiff. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Next, I'm just going to grab that light blue again. Alright, so for the pinky, I'm just going to go in with the light blue. And I'm going to make the whole nail just the light blue. So hopefully this is a lot easier. Okay. I'm just going to do the cuticle first. So it's definitely a lot easier to be doing one color. Oh yeah, super nice and easy to be just doing the one color. Oh my god, that looks so good. Finally, we got a good nail. I'm just gonna go ahead and cure that. I know this looks so bad right now, but hopefully, and I have hope in myself that we will make it look like something cool. So I'm just going to apply this light blue on the ring finger. Also, I have noticed that as soon as I have now put on my heater, the temperature of it has obviously changed, and I feel like it's a lot more easier to work with. It's become a lot more softer. So I do recommend not to work in a cold environment and make sure that, you know, it's room temperature, and because I've definitely noticed it in just like the last 10 minutes that the products have definitely warmed up, and they're a lot more easier to squeeze out of the tube, as you saw, and they're also a lot more easier to spread. And so I'm enjoying it again. That honestly looks like one of the better ombres I've done. Alright, and for the last finger, I'm just going to take that dark blue, so the blueberry color, and we're going to apply that on the whole entire nail. So I'm going to start again by patting it all down, working around my cuticles first. And then once I have that, I'll work on the rest of the nail. I feel like these darker colors are a lot harder to work with, or at least this one in general, because if you don't get it even, you can tell where there's more product because it gets darker there, as you can see, and I don't want that. Like, this one was super easy, but for this one, this color is just a little bit of a painful color, so maybe I just picked one of the most painful colors. Alright, and I'm just going to go ahead and cure. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is grab the clear, and I'm just going to kind of encapsulate the ombre I have done and build up an apex. After I have all of my clear on, I'm just going to take some alcohol with a lint-free wipe, and I'm going to wipe away all that tacky layer just so we can file and we won't gunk up any of the nail file. I'm aware that they look so horrendous right now, but let's just trust the process. Like, this ombre looks so good. But we're just going to trust the process and see how it goes. Next, I'm just going to grab that nail file it came with because it is really, really coarse. And I feel like it's really good for polygel. And because it is gel, it is supposed to file a lot easier. The only thing I do recommend is, because it is a new file, just go in with an old file and season away the sides just so it doesn't cut you after. So I'm just going to file it into shape first, and I'll go in with my e-file after. Alright, so I have them all shaped and filed the way that I want them to, and they look so much better than what we started off with. They look so much more promising now. We don't have the bulky thumb or anything. So next it's time to decorate. So this kit did come with some glitters, and I'm so intrigued by the way these two look. Green, I don't think it's going to go too much with it, but I'm going to definitely use this one right here. Oh my goodness, look how gorgeous this glitter is. It has some like bigger chunks and some more smaller chunks. I'm so in love with the reflex and the reflection colors it has. I love it. I'm so excited to apply this. So I'm going to grab that base coat that came with this kit, and I'm going to apply it on all of the ombre nails, and I'm going to apply some of that glitter in it. So I'm just going to, ooh, look at that ombre. I'm really proud of what they look like. Surprisingly, they turned out looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I'm actually really happy and proud of myself that I went with an ombre look for this. For my first time trying Polygel, which is probably the worst idea ever. I don't know why I thought it would be easy, because it definitely was not easy. But look at that ombre though, it looks so good. Next I'm just going to grab, I'll just grab that same brush, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and place it, like I'm just kind of like tapping my brush because I want it to look very starry. So I'm just tapping it a little bit and just letting it naturally fall. And again, I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. All right, once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and cure it. And this way, it's going to cure into the base gel, which is perfect. Next, I'm just going to take this gold chrome gel from Born Pretty, and I'm going to use that for my design. So I just want it to be very starry because I wanted it to be a nice moon design. Ooh, that is so beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and cure that. Once you're happy with how that looks, I'm just gonna go ahead and cure it. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a dotting tool to make my stars, and I'm just going to dip it again into that gel. Alright, and just for the rest of the fingers, I was going through my gems and I found this that I feel like is going to be perfect. I got this from AliExpress. I did include it in one of my the only AliExpress haul I have on my channel. And I think honestly these are going to be perfect, so I'm going to take one out and see how it looks placed on. Alright, so to attach the gem, I'm just going to use the Bling It gel from Kara Sky on my whole nail. And then I'm going to take the glossy top coat that came in this kit, and I'm going to put that over the uncured Bling It gel. Alright, once I have that placed, I'm just going to move it around till I find exactly where I like it. So since it's such a heavy gem, as soon as I feel like I got it where I want, I'm just going to cure it. Alright, so next I'm just going to take some of these gems that I believe I got off of Amazon. I'm not quite sure, I don't really remember where I got them from. And I'm just going to apply that, and once I'm happy, I'm just going to flash cure. And for the little pinky, I'm just going to take some of that bling gel again, place that top coat right on top. Once I'm happy with how that looks, I'm just going to go ahead and cure. Next, I'm just going to take the top coat that came in the kit. The last thing I'm going to do is apply some cuticle oil because my cuticles look so dry right now. Definitely in need of some oils. Okay, I'm so in love with how these turned out. Alright y'all, that's everything for this video. I'm so happy with how these turned out. In the beginning, like throughout the middle, I was kind of hesitant and I wasn't really sure how these were actually going to turn out. As soon as I turned on my heater, the consistency of this kit was so much better and easier to work with, so it was nothing to do with the kit, it was just the temperature in my room. So I actually do recommend this kit if you are a beginner or you just want to start off, or just, you know, step a little bit into the polygel world to see if you like it, because that's exactly what I did, and I am so in love with how I was able to achieve this super extra, you know, galaxy inspired look. I love, love, love the way these turned out. If you did enjoy this video of me going from something very questionable to something pretty nice, then do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!